So I must say something sparked my interest today, which was the Australian Population Research Institute. Now, I don't know if this is the Pons Institute or if this is a serious academic organisation, but regardless, they put a survey out today, and we all know the media loves a survey. So they were able to ask a couple of thousand people about the pride that you have in the country, the sense of belonging. Now, I don't think this is particularly complicated about what the sense of belonging is, but the people who have a great extent, it's not in the 70s, it's not in the 80s, it's not in the 90s. It's less than 50% in Melbourne, it's about 60% in Brisbane, and it's somewhere in between in Sydney. Now, amazingly, those people who say they have only slight or maybe no sense of belonging in Australia at all, 10% in Sydney, 13% in Melbourne, and 11% in Brisbane. Now, I've been trying to interpret what does this possibly mean? If you're on that side of things, what does it mean? Does it mean that you're new to the country and you think that the traditions or the people who speak or our politics, I don't know, right? And okay, I'm doing the benefit of the doubt here, but the sense of belonging, I mean, this is a very open society where it doesn't matter where you came from. If you have a heart attack, the fellow Australian will pay for it. We've got an excellent welfare system, a social welfare system. We've got a huge amount of charity that takes place. When things like homelessness happen, which is unforgivable about the numbers that it is at the moment, there are people who literally volunteer their time all day, every day to deal with it. You know, I certainly know that the respect that I have for people who work in the community sector is huge, right? And that's all about building a sense of belonging. But maybe I can start to work out why this question is answered in the fashion that it does. Because when you have a look at younger people and how they feel about their sense of belonging in the country, guess what? It plummets. The number of people between the ages of 18 to 29 who believe that they have a sense of belonging to a great extent is just 26%. A quarter of young people in Melbourne feel that they have a sense of belonging. 33 in Brisbane and in Sydney. For those who feel slightly or not at all, how is this okay? We're now at a scenario where, there's 1 in 5 in Melbourne, 1 in 5 in Brisbane, 15% in Sydney. Now, again, loneliness, if that is what this is a reflection of, well, you'd expect those numbers to be particularly high the older that you get. Because the reality is one of the biggest groups of people in our country are people who live by themselves in older age, particularly at the moment, women, because of life expectancy, all the rest of it, let alone relationships. But there's a lot of lonely people in the country. But you would expect those to be the people that have lived a life, who've had a whole series of things happen to them that means they end up in a place. And as always, I always say strength and love, and we're always thinking of you. And I hope that over the years we've been together, you know you've got a mate here each and every night. And while we're not able to have the full chat back and forth, you know that I'm thinking about you when we put the show together and the issues that we talk about, all types of Australians who are forgotten.